Did you know that the more you talk, the less people want to be around you? And the less you talk, the more people will be intrigued to know what is this that this man is saying. These dynamics are not different, even with people in relationships. Relationships have become places where men talk, talk, and talk, and talk, while women are the silent one. Yet, as I've always told you here, as a man, you need to be someone of very less words. If you're always talking, then it's like a madman. When a madman is always talking, 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 no one is going to pay attention to them. But if a madman goes quiet, even people start beginning to ask themselves, how comes he's not talking anymore? Is he okay? And this dynamics is what operates between the genders, between men and women. For men is okay, we are in a group of men, we could even sit down there for like 20 minutes and we're just in silence and we are happy, we are fine. Take an example with your personal girlfriend or with your wife. Do you know why women like to come together? They like to come together not because of any other thing, but they come together to talk. This one will say this one will say this one will say that. And then, oh yeah, they will laugh at this, they will laugh at this. But when us men we come together, probably we'll just sit down. If it's the whiskey type, they just sip their whiskey peacefully there. And in a relationship, it should just be like that. If you have a girlfriend, why are you texting all the time? With your girlfriend, it should be, okay, you text her when it's necessary. And other than that, you still focus on your goals. And that's why I actually believe it's not a very good idea when you gentlemen now start going on date and this date you sit down with women and start talking. I don't think it's a very good idea. Actually, I'm of the idea that when you want to take a girl, especially on a very first date, all that you need to do is organize an activity based on what is in your town. Like in Cambridge, I know there's ferry meadows and all that thing. Yes, maybe I'll go there for an activity, but riding if it's there, because anyway, I haven't gone there almost in 2 years. But yeah, so if it's there, go do some of these scary activities and give her leadership. So you men, your responsibility must always be to provide her with something that she's going to be talking to her friends about. But you now going with her in a restaurant to sit down, nothing wrong with that. But for someone whom you're trying to impress, I think you should check again on your priorities and what is it that you want to do. Go for something, even skydiving. But with skydiving, also communication is very little, but it's even better. So that it sparks this line of questioning in her mind. Who's this man that is not talking too much? And all he's doing is you are now listening to what your woman is telling you. Bro, that's something that is very powerful. Be someone that talks less. And the lesser you talk, the more they will realize this is someone to be respected. And you know what happens when someone is respected. Now people will tend to care more. That's why in the relationships, the person that gives the most should be the woman. The woman will give her love. She'll want to make you a meal. She'll want to do this. She'll want to do this. But if you're the one that is now doing all these things, then she'll be like, okay, now she becomes an entitled human being, and we know that that's not healthy for a very long, for a long-term relationship. That's why it's so important for men to learn to be silent. Communicate, but do not be a parrot. Number two, you see, when you notice the red flags in a girl that you're really, really, really interested in, you might be like, oh no, I can't believe I'm going to lose this. But it's better for it to hurt now than for it to come and hurt you in the future. Can you imagine now in the future you have to start dealing with all these red flags that you saw? Probably, let's say she was a drunkard, or she showed you signs of someone who's unfaithful. But then you just turn a blind eye on these red flags, and then now you sit there now waiting. Uh, in the future, maybe she'll be good. No, a snake does not change its way of being. It's just shades of its skin, and then it's still a snake. So, gentlemen, it's better for you to enjoy the pain now. Take pain as part of a sacrifice that you're offering. Offer this sacrifice with all your might, all your power, all the energy that you have. Offer this sacrifice of pain, so that that future that you envisioned can be something that you'd be very much proud of. This is not only applicable to relationships; it is also applicable to your personal growth. It is also applicable to the sacrifices that of the things that you want in future and sacrifice for them now. So why not embrace the pain? Because I think the society and most young people, especially if you're a young person listening to me, most of you, you think now, okay, I can have that future by me not sacrificing now. And this generation of thinking anything should be handed over to them, and they shortcut things. No wonder we have a younger generation that is so entitled, thinking that yes, everything should be brought down before me, and no, it's not. The world does not revolve around you. And if you are thinking in some way, shape, or form that yes, I'm very special in the things that I do, no, you're not. You're just another average, if not a below average human being. So, and the earlier a man comes to terms with the fact that he's just another average human being that exists, and he has a limited amount of time that you're going to be here. Because anyway, none of us is going to get out of here alive. So when you come to the realization, okay, the sacrifices must be made now for that future that I envision to be part of, for that future that I'm imagining to come, then the sacrifices must be made now. Enjoy that pain right now. Because without that pain, then what are we doing? Without that pain, bro, the reason why women love older men, if you watch movies, James Bond and all these other ones, why do they love them? Because these are men who've gone through pain. That's why when they see a man with scars, they're like, oh, shit, this man, someone tried to kill him, but yeah, he has a massive scar on his face or anything. He's a man with experience. If he came out of that experience alive, then this is someone also who can take care of me and my siblings. So you at the age of 18, you have no experience. You've never gone through any sort of pain or frustration in life. Frustration make men great. But frustration on the other end with women, oh bro, it destroys women. A frustrated woman, oh bro, she's capable of doing anything. She's capable of even hurting her own children because she's frustrated with life. That's why, men, enjoy the pain of the sacrifices that you're making today. And while you're at it, also be aware that the people that you meet them for a reason. Sometimes a good reason, and sometimes it is for a bad reason. It's either they are going to change you or you're going to change their lives. And if you're listening to this video early in January, you need to be able now to accept that, yes, I have to let certain things go. Because if you're not willing to let these things go, then they are going to come and start haunting you in the future. The earlier we accept this, gentlemen, the better it's going to be for us. And most men we tend to learn these lessons very late in life, or even if at all we ever get to learn these lessons. I met a friend at work, and we kind of become very good friends. Sometimes we'll hang out, drink beers together. And this was when I was still working in London. So we'll hang out. Sometimes even after work, we'll just go and have a beer together. On the days that we find ourselves we are very off, there's no work happening, then yeah, we'll meet at the pub around 1 o'clock, order food, drinks, food. We have some girls there, we just have that nice time. And after that we're like, yes, everyone goes their way. When the pandemic came, yes, we did hang out maybe once or twice. We met at the park and enjoyed. And after the pandemic now, and the people are coming in out of these lockdowns and everything, then we were like, okay, fine. They took other jobs somewhere, because when the pandemic came in, things shut completely. And then after the pandemic, they started reopening slowly by slowly. And after that, I was now going through my phone book, and I realized, oh, I had this friend, his name was Matson, and the rest, Deepak. All these friends now, I'm like, yeah, I can call them, but they're like, yo, Chris, I'm at work. Can I call you later? And they have already served their purpose, and it's time for them to go. And most of us, we tend not to learn this lesson. The lesson of let people go. People will come and people will go in their own time. Once they've done with it, everyone has a specific purpose that they serve. And by the way, you need to be able to say goodbye to get a new hello. Now I live in Cambridge. Probably these people still live in London. Now, can you imagine if I kept on saying, okay, yeah, now I need to keep these people here, then I will never have been able to make friends with the people that I have here in Cambridge. And these are very nice people, very good people. So let the old you die, and the new you will be reborn in this January. These are lessons that are very, very difficult for most of us men to learn in this life. Sometimes we learn them, and sometimes we never even get a chance to learn these lessons. Oh, the other thing is, very often you never know the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And for me, anytime that I think of that, bro, I had a friend, very good friend, and he was a childhood friend, a brother. And this was around 2008, 2009. And this brother was slightly older than me, but we were in the same class, because anyway, not everywhere people go in the same class, the same age. We were all in the same class. And one of our best moments during those days was there was a group of 5 of us. There was me, there was the other one called Alanga Makangara Leons. There was another one called Hiber Safari. There was another one called Paulin Iano Mushamuka. And then there was me. Bro, there was a group of 5 brothers. And bro, on the weekends, because we went to school Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday we'll just meet up probably at anyone's of us place, and just have a banter for like 2 hours, 3 hours. Or sometimes we'll go to the river, just explore places for a walk, and let each other go everyone goes back to their place. Fast forward, how life happened. This friend of mine, then they moved places. The family moved places, and We all started going to different high school at the end of primary. Everyone went to a different high school. They have their assignments, and now they will start making new friends and all that. But the friend that I'm talking about is where they moved as a family, the new family house. They lived in this house. Seven of them. Actually, there were eight children. One of them, their older brother, had already gone somewhere and had already gone in China. And now it was just me now making new friends. And where they moved to, one morning or one night, the entire house collapsed. And brother, my friend was in there. He was the funniest. He was I think he was the oldest also in our group of five. The entire house collapsed and they were buried alive. And by the time this was happening, I'd just left Congo. And now I was in Nairobi, and the message got to me almost 6 months after. Bro, I could not believe it. And I cried. And every time I remember those moments, bro. Yeah, so gentlemen, learn to value the moment for what it is. Because the memories sometimes can be very tough to deal with. Bro, if there's anyone that you like, if there's anyone that you love, let them know that you love them. Because laying a flower on their grave is even more painful. Or seeing the person that you love, or the person that you once loved, and go. Bro, it's not easy. It's never been an easy task dealing with things like this. It's painful as they come. And finally, before I finish, when you start realizing good things and start appreciating the small things that are happening in your life, bro, it's like just waking up and you're like, oh shit, that water made someone, probably your girlfriend or your wife or your mother or anyone, has made you a cup of coffee and you appreciate it genuinely from the bottom of your heart. Bro, it goes a very long distance. There's no school that will tell you to learn to appreciate what you have. But when you start appreciating these small things, like for me, you should see me. Anytime I'm producing content here, just one video, and I'm like, yes, I produced a video today. Bro, I do appreciate it. Then I post it, and the few people that watch my content, they're watching it. Oh, bro, I celebrate. In a day, probably I come back to my video maybe once or twice, sometimes even 3 times, just to see, oh, okay, the video has reached this number of viewers. And I appreciate that. Because sometimes we are so fixated on looking at the bigger things that we want. Yet we fail to look at the smallest things that we are winning on. Maybe as the year begins today, let us be a people that create small steps of happiness. Let us, no, I take that. Let us be people who appreciate the things that we are achieving, the small, little, tiny things. Because those are the things that truly matters. that truly matter in this life. It's not the imaginary world of facade that we are always being sent to. No, it's not. Bro, like appreciating someone just checking up on you. How often do we get to, in a world that, yes, we know someone is fine by just looking at their statuses. We know someone is good by just assuming that they are good. If they are bad, then they will let us know. What if they don't have that chance to let us know? So, gentlemen, let this not be among the lessons that we learn late in life. But anyway, as I say all this, it's nice talking to you all. Maybe today this was a very different kind of a video. But yeah, we need to be reminded to appreciate certain things before we learn them too late in life. Brothers, I'll see you all in the next conversation.